This thing is so strange, I would not think that all of this was coming.
To have my father, 102, it truly is amazing. So I'm wondering, like, wonder how old I'm gonna live.
I feel a little older. I think the secret is I would call myself a survivor. See, I survived the Black Wall Street Massacre in 1921. I was born in Holdenville, Oklahoma. We were sharecroppers. We'd go from town to town looking for work. So my dad decided to move.
Tulsa had a neighborhood called Greenwood. And this neighborhood, which is referred to as Black Wall Street, they had everything. They had restaurants, they had a hotel, they had a black newspaper, everything you could think of to be self-sufficient in that community. My aunt lived in Bartersville, Oklahoma, which is about 50 miles north of Tulsa. So when my aunt turned 100, the Race Massacre came up. She was about 7 years old, 1921, and my dad was an infant.
We barely escaped out of that. My dad woke us up. We didn't have no clothes on or nothing. We didn't have an automobile. It was a few automobiles back in then, but we couldn't afford one, so we had a horse and a wagon.
There were 6 children, threw all the kids in the wagon, and they left and they went to Claremore. And that's how they escaped. But the house they were living in, everything was burned up. The police and sheriff's department, they were right in the midst too, and they just burnt that neighborhood down. They were hit every kind of way you could be. People were just murdered, shot, whatever. Some of the people were thrown in the river. Just a massacre. It was a massacre.
We were bummed. They dropped bombs on us. And my dad managed to get out of there.
And my aunt, to this day, she does not sleep in a bed. She sleeps sitting up. She is 108.
You're scared to sleep at night. You don't rest. It never leaves your mind. No. We weren't allowed to talk about it. And my sister just mentioned it about 2-3 years ago.
It was traumatic for me. How is it that things you've done suppressed?
I again thank our witnesses for being with us this morning. We really do look forward to your testimony, and I'll tell you, we don't have many centenarians testify before our committees.
Sadly, many Americans today are not even aware that this massacre took place, and I hope that this hearing can serve to educate the public about what happened.
I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see black businesses being burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams.
We live with it every day. And the thought of what Greenwood was and what it could have been.
Hopefully, now you all will listen to us while we are still here.
It could happen again. We don't know. We have a foundation called Justice for Greenwood. All comes out, the money will be for education and training.
It's sad when you look at that neighborhood and then you go to other parts of Tulsa and you look at the thriving other neighborhoods. And that neighborhood is not.
See, I'm old, I'm retired. I want something done for the young black people.
We were invited to Washington, D.C., and we met Vice President Kamala Harris. We went to Tulsa and we got to meet President Biden in just, famous people. I would like him to see some results, see something positive happen. I really would, before the Lord brings him on home.
You got the ups and downs, but my word is keep on trucking. When I got about 21, I married and started a family in Cushing, Oklahoma. So I had 3 girls and 4 boys. We decided to move to Denver. 70s to me was the best time in Denver. You could get a job in the 70s.
Some people just give up, and then you have others like my dad who just said, I've got a family, and go forward. I'm thankful that he did.
Family. That's my greatest thing. Well, I love to go to rodeos. I like jazz. I like Western music. I just love Dolly Parton. I like to travel. I got to go places. I've been to Ghana. I always wanted to go to Spain. I love people. And I'm living a good life. As long as I got somebody around me, I'm proud of my life. I think I'm gonna live to get 130 years old. I love life.